the older I get, the more I'm about functionality over looks. And with that and this weather, I feel the time's right after 7 years of riding to put some mud guards on my bike. Because to be honest with you, I'm sick of this. Having to put waterproofs, getting soaked, spare socks, spare undies, or briefs, or undercrackers, or whatever you call them in the UK. Oh god. Oh. Still right through it. Oh Jesus, it's like a fucking pool. That was deep. Yeah, the more I'm about functionality and bringing stuff to work. So I've got 2 sets of mud guards at home that I will talk to you about once I get home from work. And yeah, I'll show you the fitting them and I'll tell you why I've picked them. But for the time being, I need to get to work, get dry, and then get home tonight. Hopefully it's not raining. So yeah, let's get this day done and get in the garden and sort these mud guards out once and for all. First job I need to do before I do anything is clean it. That commute this morning was filthy. So let's get it cleaned and I'll show you the mud guards that I'm putting on. So these are the mud guards that I've gone for. They're the SKS Raceblade Pro XL and they fit from 25 to 32mm tyres, so you need to make sure that you've got the clearance to get something like this on. I have. They weigh 365 grams, so you are adding weight to your bike, but again, when you take it off come summer, you'll feel the benefit. Disc brake compatible, 5-year guarantee, and a load of other stuff that's going to be popping up here. Length on the front 565mm and length on the rear 730mm. So let's have a look at them. So the reason I chose these ones was for the ease of fitting, which we'll get to when I'm installing them. I could have got something that bolted onto the bike, but I wanted something that was easy to remove. As I use the bike that I'm on at the minute for my turbo training when I'm doing Zwift, I wanted something that I could easily take off and put on as and when I needed to use them, or if over winter it's going to be a nice day, I can just take them off and ride without them, because I'll be honest with you, I've never been a fan of mud guards. I think they spoil the whole aesthetics of the bike, but like as I said earlier in the video, the older I'm getting, I'm more about functionality over looks. And plus, I get sick of hearing Lee moan when I'm riding with him and he's behind me and there's spray flying up from the back of my bike. So, courtesy as well, I guess. Plus it keeps me dry when I'm riding to work. So, here they are. Not really much to say. That's the front one, with a bit of a mud guard on the front, bit of a flappy thing there. Feels sturdy. Same with the back. Now, let's have a look at fitting them. I'll do the front one first and then we'll do the rear. So, yeah, they're as easy as this to fit, really. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape on here to protect the forks and the paint from this. Last thing you want is if it does any kind of movement and there's any grit or anything gets under there during winter, it's just going to wear your paint off your bike, and that's not what we want. So you just literally pull them through there, pull this tight, and then we'll do the same on the other side. And it's as easy as that. Now, I've actually struck lucky there, but there's 2 adjustment points here where you can adjust it and send them in and out board. So I'll show you how you do that, because to be quite frank, that looks terrible. So let's adjust that now and get that sorted. Now, I've just noticed in the bag the instructions, which I never use, but however I just thought I'd have a quick look at these. And in the back they come with 4 little screws here, don't know what they're for, but it also comes with an Allen key which you need to adjust it. Oh, it also comes with some protective tape, which I'll do that off camera, but basically that tape there, you just stick it on the back of here make sure it's smooth and got no air bubbles, and then any movement that you're getting, that's going to protect the paintwork. But I'm also concerned about having some of this on here, so I think what I'll do is I'll put the tape on the back, and then I'm going to put, where this is, I'm going to put a line of black insulation tape just so that can sit over it, and then also it gives me my marks when I'm putting the bike, when I'm putting them back on, where they actually go. Because you can, once you've got this set, and as long as you put this in the right place, you can just have them on and off in minutes. Now I'm not sure what them screws are for. It shows a picture of drilling something up here, but I don't like the idea of that. So you've got 4 adjustment points. You've got one here, here, here and here, and that just helps you to move it. Now I'm just going to undo the other side. So you've got undoing these helps you adjust your angle, and then undoing these helps you adjust your distance from the wheel. One thing to be careful of when you're doing it, that was just like that, touching the frame here. So I've tightened the other side up, and I'll show you what I've used as my adjustment as well. So when I'm doing it, before tightening them up, I'm making sure that the top of the mudguard isn't touching the top of the fork. So make sure you've got some daylight down there. Make sure it's sitting centre. Make sure it's not touching the frame. Then once you're happy with it all, and you've got it all in the right place, nip it up. Make sure it's tight. There is a torque setting on here, 5 Newton meters, but 5 Newton meters isn't a lot. Just double check that again. Yeah, happy with that. Tighten that. No, not 5 Newton meters, 1.5 Newton meters, which really isn't a lot. And once you've done it, just spin your wheel. Make sure you can't hear any noise, any rubbing. Yeah, and then you're good to go. Now just off camera then I had to make some micro adjustments, but the key is patience. Just give it a little nip and just make sure whatever you do on one side you counteract the other, so you don't twist it. And as you can see through there's daylight, a nice equal amount of daylight. It's not touching anywhere on the wheel. To be honest with you, I feel like that end could go a little closer, but at the end of the day it's going to serve its purpose, and it's going to keep the rain, or majority of the rain, off me, which is a win-win. Right, rear wheel, because of my bike I've got dropped seat stays. I'm having a problem putting this down here because it's quite narrow there. The gap's pretty tight, so what I'm going to have to do is get it as close as I can. I could Dremel them off, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, same as on the front, it's just a case of trial and error and just adjust until you get the perfect position. Now I don't want them to be too close, I don't want them to be too far away either. So what I suggest is just work off one side, tighten them up so you get your angle and then your distance. Once you're happy with that, then you can adjust the other sides then with a bit more ease. So let's do that now. And yeah, I'm happy with that. It's just about all getting the angles and the measurements right. He says that looks really close to there, that. Yeah, I'm just going to lift that up slightly. Again, as I said, it's just a case of getting it trial and error. So I've lifted that end up there, which has then pushed the top. Let's just push this up onto the tyre. So what I'll do is now I'll just make that same manoeuvre on that side, push that up, which will then bring this mudguard back over here. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's not banging into the tyre, you know, it does there, but I guess it's better than rain. But there's only one way to test it, and that's get out on a ride. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out on a spin tomorrow to work and back, and I'll let you know my final thoughts. I think I might have to do a bit more adjustments, but in the meantime I'm going to put the protection stickers on. I'll show you that actually. for those of you that have never done it before. It's quite simple. Just make sure that your surface is clean. I've just washed the bike. Just push that out of the way there. Peel it off. Make sure it is clean. Technically not wiping it like I'm doing with your hands, but I have got some of this in the shed if it doesn't go on right. Any grease or anything that goes underneath will stop it from working, from sticking. So I tend to just work my way down the middle, smoothing as you go, then just pull it over like that, and then same on the other side, and you're good to go. Pop that back up on there, put it back in its home, and then yeah, and if you wanted to, you could even cut that. So now it's time to go and take them out on a test ride tomorrow morning on my way to work, and hopefully we get a bit of rain, but not like this morning. This morning's rain was horrendous. Well, I've just rode home. I've been trying to film this ending to this video for a while now. I filmed it about 3 times, but finally I got some rain riding home from work. I can show you now that the bike and my bum was dry, although my legs were wet because I don't have my waterproofs on. But you can see on the bike here, my light is completely bone dry. All the back here is dry. A little bit of water down there, it's splashed up, but it's kept the majority of rain off myself. In terms of ease of fitting the actual mud guards, I think they were a doddle. It's just a case of take your time, make micro adjustments until you get them in the right place, and then torque it up, and then set and forget, basically. There is a link down below to my Amazon store, so if you do go and purchase them from there, I'll get a few pennies from it. Any questions, please drop them down below, and I'll try my best to help you out as much as I can. So until next time, take care, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe watch one of my videos popping up around here. There'll be a ride video and there'll be a indoor training video as well. So yeah, thanks guys, I'll see you soon, bye.